Alright, so this is the second part of the video. In this one we have already created the table where we have got the table name is users, and this is inside the database by the name this one login. Okay, and it has got two fields only. One is the username and another is the password. If you're making a project, of course you will have a lot of other tables over here. Okay, but right now I have got only two things: username and password, keeping it simple. So this is my table, so I'll just close it, and I have saved it in the desktop, right? So this is the login. Okay, now what I want to do is that I will create a so-called folders here. Okay, so I'll create a new folder inside this one, and then I will name it as database, so that I can keep my database inside this one, so that if you take this project anywhere else, the database also will go along with it. Okay, so now inside this database I will copy this file, that is the login database file, and I will paste it over here. Right click and paste it. So there comes the login. So now instead of saying student database, you can see that student is there. So now it's not student, it is login. So I'll just change this one to here. I will change it to login. Fine. So this again you have to do it according to your project or whatever you're doing. You, if your name of the database is something else, you will change it here in this connect. Fine. Actually that's the same thing that was done here as I was doing. This is the database which is inside that app code. So only thing that you have to change is here according to. Okay, and these are the things that is already ready. Anyway, we'll come to this later on. So now I have got, so this is my login. So this is the connect part, which is helping us to connect. How does it connect? We have a data table whose name is dt, isn't it? Then we have a connect, this is the connection string. Since our is a Microsoft Access, so we are using Microsoft Jet OLEDB driver. All right, then the data source, we are, since we are trying to use the path within the folder, that is where the project is, so we have to use this HTTP context. Okay, so that it can be directed to, or it can be mapped to this database. Okay, so anytime you take this project anywhere, it is going to work because of this path. All right, so now this connection, str connection, is nothing, it's a string which is creating the connection string. Once you have the connection string, you create this OLEDB connection by using that connection string. Fine. Once you have created the connection string, we close and open, because in many circumstances you will see that you need to open the connection again. But if the connection is already open, okay, then it will create an error. So better close it and open it every time. So because if you call this function every time, okay, this sub procedure, then it will close and recreate the means open the connection, so that you don't end up with the trouble of the connection is already open and all those things. All right, okay. So now in the page load event, I want it to connect, so I'll just copy this and here it will connect it. Fine. So the moment the page loads, it will be connected to the database because we are calling this method. Fine. Now when somebody clicks on this one, register, that means you want to register this username and the password that you will be entered. But before that, actually we have to verify that these two password is same or not, isn't it? So what I'll do is that we will check if text box 2, I suppose, because we didn't change the name. So text box 2 dot text is equals to text box 3 dot text. If that is the case, then only we should be able to register the new user, isn't it? So then only we should do, else we'll say that a password did match, please do enter, isn't it? Okay, so now in that case, once you have already verified that these two passwords are correct, then what you do, we have to enter it, isn't it? So for that, again, I am not wasting time by typing codes. Okay, so for entering, I have actually, I will go for this one. Yeah, there. Okay, so I will just simply go for um, command connection. You're fine. Yes. So I need this one. Okay. this query I will create it here only. Okay, so I will say dim, still I have to write query only, means some coding only, as string. Okay, is the query. So this query I have to create the moment you are correct. So the query will be insert into, isn't it? So query is equals to, again let's copy paste the code instead of something like this, insert into whatever, insert into the table name, not the database name. What is the table name here? It is users. So users, insert into users, and then I think I forgot that. Okay, let's double click. We can open it from here. Okay, open it, and we can see this has to be exactly the same way. I think username and password or something. Yeah, this one is username and this one is password. Fine. So here it is. It will be username and this will be password. Fine, because we have got only these two. Insert into this, then values will be, now we'll take the values from, either you can take text box 1, of course we have to take for the username, and 2 or 3, whatever, isn't it? So from here only you can no, this is okay. So what I'll do is that values, now since both my username and my password are of type text, so what I have to do is that I will open this brace, I will open a quote, fine, because it's a string, isn't it? So and then I will take it from, I will concatenate plus, this is first one is username is from text box 1 dot text. Okay, then you have to again concatenate with comma, sorry, quote, comma, and then open another quote because that the other one is also a text. Okay, so plus this one will be text box 2 or 3, because once they match then only text box 2 dot text. Fine, and then you close the quote. Okay, and you close that bracket also. Yeah. Okay, so sorry, I have to use the plus over here for concatenating. Fine. So what this is going to do is that it is going to concatenate this text box 1 and it is going to create insert into username, users, username, password, values according to whatever it's coming in text box 1 and text box 2 with quotes. Clear? Okay. So now, and then we have to just say, because we have already, this command is already there, you can see this command. Okay, so we are connecting that command text to that query that we have just now created, and then we are saying execute non-query, because all the things that is other than the so-called select is a non-query. Okay, so here, so this is the only part. So here I will say again else, else we can actually we need an error page also. Okay, so actually okay, let me do it like this, because we will say response dot redirect. Actually in ASP we need to write an error page, so we'll just error page dot aspx, which I haven't created but I have to create it. Fine. Okay, so now, so this is the error page that will be directed in case you are not. Okay, so it will say please you enter the re-enter the password and all those. Fine. So this is the only part which is going to register. Finish. We don't need to delete and all. If you want to do that, that has to be an administrative work. We can try it. Now the next job is that, okay, let me create this. All right, let's have a trial to this, isn't it? So let me run this now. Okay, I'm running this register so I can directly run it. Okay, I'll just give okay to that. Basically things should happen with login first, isn't it? Then only you should go, but this is for testing. So there it is, username. So I will enter a username as, let's say, my name only. Password also same, I will give joy. Okay, then again I'll give the same password. No, let's change a bit so that joy, let's say college. Okay, and password here also I will give college. Fine. So I'm, and then I click on register. So it's no, I don't want never. Okay, there is an error, connection property has not been initialized. Oh fine, okay, fine. Okay, okay. So let's, so what we will do is that we will have to, this one, see, that's why we need to connect again. Okay, so I will connect it again. Okay, no point connect it here, so we can connect it. Fine. So now again I'll run it. So again, I'm saying the password is password. Okay, PASSWORD password. Here again, PASSWORD, and you can notice that it's not showing because we choose the field as password. Now let's registered. Connection property has not been initialized. Oh, sorry. Sorry. We have to connect this command to that connection, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, so for that again I'll just copy paste this code again, because your command has to be connected to this connection. All right, so I'll copy this. I'll do it here. Fine. So this command will be now connected to the connection, otherwise it's not going to work. How will it know the connection, isn't it? Okay. Again, your password is PASSWORD. Then again PASSWORD. Fine. Register. Still having error. Insert into statement. Okay. Okay. Now this is that's good. Only this error came up. Now, if you see, there is some error with the insert command. Okay. So how do I know that what is the error? See, whenever this kind of errors will come up, you will bring your cursor to here. Okay. Then you can click on here and you can see text visualizer. So, and you can see user, insert into users or user. No, that's an issue. Users, fine. Username, 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 PASSWORD. All these things are very this one. Username, password, values. Right, this is the password. So it's taking from there. Insert into users. Okay. Okay. Password. That's okay. Okay. So let's stop this. Okay. I'll just insert into user. This is correct, isn't it? Password, values. This text box one dot text is fine. Yeah, that's fine.